Okay, and welcome to episode 12 of my Newport County Series 1 journey. We're just going in or continuing with pre-season, and we're just about to go into episode 2 of the stream. And the series itself, we're going to continue developing as we move on over the next few weeks. So amazing if you can join me on Twitch, which I'm streaming at the moment, and this episode will be up on YouTube as well at RedTonto13. You can also engage with me on my Twitter at RedTonto13 as well. So we're going against Wimbledon now in League 2 now that pre-season has finished, and we did kick off the league within the last episode. And we haven't done too badly, 7 points out of 9. We got knocked out of the cup by Watford, which isn't too bad and would be expected. As you can see here, you know, we Exeter, Rochdale, Torquay. There's a few different clubs in League 2, which makes it very interesting, and it's going to make this an enjoyable save and season for this year ahead. Torquay are off to a flying start. They definitely want to push themselves and try and get higher. They've won all 3 of their games at the moment. This is a very good start for if their fortunes turn out to be the other way. But we got 3 days until we host Wimbledon at home, and we're just going to get started off and move on as we look to progress. So there is a recruitment meeting. I'm going to decline that at this moment in time. Yes, let's try and get him on a coaching course. As ever, I want to develop my staff as much as possible. Fantastic. He'll be studying for his Continental B license. So we're on the way up as a club, which is fantastic, especially in the youth element as we continue to invest and develop our coaches, which is a really great thing here at Newport County, because it's all about developing, you know, everyone who wants to come into the club, staying loyal to those who want to stay loyal, and you know, trying to develop the club all round. So from trying to develop the academy to the coaches to the first team and the finances and trying to improve the stadium, the training facilities. There's so much to do. Tristan Abraham, 24 years of age. I'm a big fan of his in real life. It's such a shame that he has left Newport County. He is 24 years of age in the game, so if he does well, there's potential for him to come back into the club. I did receive £145,000 opportunity to sell Abrahams to Plymouth, and this is one which was too good to turn down for a player who wasn't playing so well for us at the present, and wanting to give him more game time from a moral point of view. So I wish Tristan the best of luck and hope that he does well in his career now that he has moved on to Plymouth. It also brings in a great amount of money for us, which is very important, which means now we should be on about £140,000 just to invest in within the first team, which is brilliant to use. And it's going to allow us to look at our recruitment. Unfortunately, it seems that the board have taken a big cut of that money, and we've only received about £20,000 or around that from what I believe it was. So that's £62,000 in transfer budget, and we have £1,400 per week available to spend as well. So it does give us scope to see what players are out in transfer market. We don't have to get one now. It just gives us opportunity elsewhere. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on loan, which is obviously expected from us as per usual, and we're heavily reliant upon those. And we're trying to develop our young players as well from the youth academy. So, you know, examples, Nye Livermore. Nye's only worth £9,000. He's 20 years of age. League 2 may be his standard, if not the National League. So it's going to give him opportunity to try and play league football, you know, in the championship of a higher standard for the first time. He's going to be in and involved around the first team a bit more. He's already been brought off the bench once and had an assist. Average rating of 7.2. So there's plenty of potential in this squad, and lots of areas for us to develop. Obviously, I would like a third goalkeeper in that sense, but if I have a quick look at our development centre, and our under 23s, overview of the squad. Sorry. There we go. We got 3 goalkeepers. One is wanted by Sutton on loan, so transfer off the club's loan. I'd rather get him some first team football than just playing under 23s. Evan Ovendale is is 19 years of age, but is capped at under 20 level for Wales. He has lots of potential ability. He did go out on loan last season to St Albans. He seems to have kept 3 clean sheets in 4. So there is potential for this boy here, and we do have a backup goalkeeper. If Tom King went down injured and we had to push Louis up to first team keeper. Pascal Juan Estrada is wanted by Plymouth and Warsaw on a free. He is currently out of contract and is on a week-to-week contract. We can't sign him because of international clearance and work permit has been rejected. So if he does move on, best of luck to him. And that would be great for his own development. Now, if we go into transfers, let's have a quick look. Still navigating the menus. Still getting used to this, where everything is. So used to the original menus that we had, and being on from there. So let's just have a quick look, see whether there's any decent goalkeepers. Ryan Longman, we did look at him previously. Attacking midfielder, right, left, striker. Didn't do too bad in League One with Bolton. Has come from Premier League club Brighton. 71 games to his name. Let's try and get some more information on this boy here. 321 caps, 18 years of age. Only ever played for Queen of the South. Potential for him to develop. Let's see how much he wants. Okay. Let's try and drop that a bit lower. Drop that a bit lower. Drop that a bit lower. Let's drop that to 5. Okay, he's pleased with that, and he's coming to a bigger club. We can develop him, give him opportunity in and around the first team. Let's just have a quick scroll through. Goalkeeper, okay, Jack Gray, Northern Ireland, 17 years of age, no youth caps. 75 would be a very good sign-in. Potential there to develop from Northern Ireland. Not much to go off here. Only one area on reflexes, so they say he would be a good goalkeeper, but has a lot to develop. There's a young goalkeeper, 2.5k a week, bit out of our range, and is wanted by a few bigger clubs as well. So if he's wanted by those bigger clubs and they are battling for his signature, then he's only going to use that to his advantage and push up how much he's going to test us to try and get out. Polish goalkeeper here, 23 years of age. Let's try and get some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas rated in yellow. He has played for Burnley, so he's had a lot of experience playing Premier League level. Championship here. 5.9 in the games he's played. Only went out on 2 loans, and one was so low down in the system and one was National League. Such a shame, because it seems that he's given everything but has not even picked up a senior game yet in his career. See whether there's any others. Harry Jones, Welsh, captain on 20 level. 66 would be a good rated player to sign. 4th best though. Okay, let's see who's on the transfer list then. Edit the search. Contract status any? Yeah, okay, let's have a quick look who's transfer listed. Ryan Corrigan, wanted by Cardiff at the end of his contract. Valued at 40k. £475 per week. He's done quite well over the last 4 seasons. Former Man City player. Can we approach to sign him now? Let's try and remove this. And remove this. Suggest. Finalize. Okay, please. Let's negotiate wage. Whoa. And we can't. Let's remove and exclude. See whether we can go from here. Okay, let's offer him 3 years. Okay, would he take a higher signing on fee if I go agent? There's a bit more money. No. Okay. Okay, he's accepted that deal. He would be a very good signing for us, even though he takes up a lot of the budget on the wage, but it doesn't matter too much. If he makes a difference to us, I'd rather spend where it's needed. Chris Bruce, he would be better than Tom King. He's from Hamilton in Scotland. Not done too badly. 18 years of age though. Let's make an inquiry on him. Okay. $76 would be a good signing. He would be third best. From Arsenal man as well. Yes, of course, because there is interest coming in from elsewhere. Because obviously yes, we've offered him a deal coming in from elsewhere. Oh, that seems to have been muted now. Corrigan, okay, so there is some interest there for one of our players, and the media is getting grasp of the transfers that we're trying to make. So there could be some battling in for the players that we're trying to go in for. We're trying to work as best as possible to improve the squad and make the right signings for us. Andrew's training report, 17 years of age, exciting young prospect, striker centre, playing for County, was rotated in the first team 6 times last year. Plenty of opportunity for him to drop back now into the under-23s and continue developing. So he's had that opportunity in and around the first team. Hopefully he takes that as motivation to get back into the first team. He is still very young. We're going to nurture and support him. Bruce offered negotiated fee of 43,000. He's only valued at 6.5, so that's more than doubled. So let's try and go back with another offer ourselves. Okay, I'm willing to give you 15. I think that's sensible because that's double and more. 60% increase on the pricing there. Cheltenham have signed this lad here. Let's remove him from the shortlist for now then. Okay, into the game we go. Let's do it, and do it. I believe in Wayne Hatswell very much. Who's in reserves? Okay, let's drop Ali Al-Hamadi out for Ryan Hillier. Let's drop out... I like Hawkins because he comes in and he scores some good goals from the corners. Let's get Forendorf out as well, and let's get Nye Livermore in there. Okay, seems a decent lineup. Tom King in goal, Liam Shepherd right back, Scott Bennett in the centre with Cameron Evans, Aaron Lewis in his usual left back. Nick Myembi is out on the right wing, Josh Sheehan in the centre there with Matty Dolan, Lewis Twamley out on the left hand side with Will Swan up front. And then Dom Telford just in front of him. Lewis Twamley is starting week in, week out at the moment, so this is the best season he's having so far. We're only 3 games in. He's going to have a great season ahead of him if he persists in the form that he's having. He continues to play well, and he gets the assists and goals. So it really could be a great development season for him, and certainly for us at Newport County. Obviously, we want to monitor the interest within the transfer market if he has such a great season, and it's fantastic for us to have such a great asset and a player who's been developed through the youth system and into the first team. And it's been great to work with him and develop him as a player, which it's great to utilise our youth system and find the right ways to support these players. He is involved in a first team in real life as well, which is truly amazing. I did give him his debut on here in Foot Manager, and then couple of weeks later, he was given a debut in the first team in real life, which was really exciting as a Newport County fan and someone who was managing him in the game as well. So that was pretty cool, to be fair. Okay, penalty. Is Aaron Lewis stepping up? Yes, into the corner, almost saved, but puts us 1-0 up at home, which is the most important thing. Nice penalty. Every point counts, as I always say, and obviously anyone who disagrees, I don't know why you would, but every point does count. I would like to get promoted back into League One. It would be very difficult back in League One, but we would have learned, and there's opportunity to change the tactics. Players who would have experienced it. Potential commercial avenue could be different this time. We could have more investment in players, but it'd be great to get back to in League One and work as hard as possible to establish ourselves as a League One outfit, and to stay up there. But it's a very long season ahead here in League Two. I thoroughly believe we have the squad that can take us back up. We have a load of players on loan, so it's great to develop relationships with those clubs and develop these players, as well as work and stay committed to the players that we do have. Tom King, for example, I believe is 27, 28. You know, goalkeepers have great energy to play for such a long period in their career. So, you know, I never get worried about a goalkeeper, so Tom King could be our first team keeper, provided he was on good performance, stayed fit and was motivated to continue playing for the next 10 years. So I'm not worried about King as such. Shepherd obviously is about 27, 28 himself as well now. Scott Bennett's in his 30s, so I'm conscious that he may be retiring in a year or two. So it's a little area to consider, but he has bags of experience, so it's great to have him in the first team and continue to have that experience. Cameron Evans is on loan, so you know we'd have to look at a backup there or another loan option or potential free signing. Aaron Lewis, not too worried about him. That position's his, so unless we get a player that's better, that's completely fine. Josh Sheehan, obviously creeping up in age, 28 I believe here. Obviously good few years left in him, but obviously we want to try and develop the future as well, i.e. Nye Livermore. So, you know, if that's 3 years until Nye becomes 23 and Josh Ian's in his 30s, and there's more challenge from Nye to try and get in the first team, that's cool. Great assist there by Aaron Lewis. Goal there from Lewis Twamley, which is excellent. Let's go into tactical and subs, and let's get off Dom Telford, who hasn't been great. Let's go on Ryan Hillier. Nick Myembi, let's swap him for Lewis Collins, another Youth Academy product. And yellow card, Josh Ian is playing very well, but let's get Nye Livermore on there to bring some energy on and give him the experience. So 2 Youth Academy boys have come on. I'm not sure whether Ryan Hillier is. I believe he is. Or I can't recall whether I signed him on a free transfer. But fantastic result is seeming to be here at home. We can be very happy and positive that we picked up another 3 points. Of course, lots of work to do as ever, but we're going to continue focusing on these areas and have lots of growth. Unfortunately, I had in the back of my mind we're not going to keep the clean sheet because we're awful at keeping clean sheets, and we have conceded here. But 3 points nevertheless, 2 goals scored, a goal difference at home as well, which is a great result. We do have 7 days before we travel away to Burton, who is seemingly 14th at the minute. Quigley, 59. No, I don't want any more information if he's 26 years of age, rated at 59, and his estimated wage is 1.3 to 1.9 thousand pounds per week. Okay, let's keep getting some information on this lad. 74 rated, 19 years of age. Dylan Hugerworth, currently at Bournemouth, £525,000 value. Just signed on a free. We are monitoring him. He was on loan for us for the last 2 seasons. When he came in his first season, what a signing he was, and it was amazing to have him. Second season, played a different role, wasn't that great, didn't score many, but he got first team experience and played in a different league, so perhaps it was the challenge of that. We also have to remember he was 19 years of age at that time. But at Bournemouth at the minute, he seems like he's played 5 games, he's scored 1 goal, he's had 2 assists, rating 7.16, so he's not doing too badly. Could we get him on a loan? Potentially, no. Not willing due to the poor relationship. Well, that's not good enough, but we will continue to monitor him and keep scouting, because you never know what the football world will hold, whether they release him and he could come back to us on loan, whether relationships will improve, whether he gets released. Zach Orr just played for the Nigerian B team in a 2-0 win. 5 under 20 caps for him, currently out on loan in Nigeria, getting some first team football and seemingly getting that fitness and form behind him, which is very important and great to see. So well done to the young lad. We want to keep developing him, whether we sell him back to a Nigerian club and have a buyback clause just so we can have some first team football and obviously stay in and around the national setup is fantastic. Hamilton respond, £40,000. Well, I'm happy to give you 40% from the next sale. Sorry, I'm going up, not down. If you take, I'll give you 21. Brennan joins Northampton. He is in our shortlist. Henry Sam played for the under-23s. Another Nigerian player capped at under-23 level or in and around the setup. It wasn't far away from the first team. Let's see whether we can get him some first team experience. Let's try and get some more information on this boy. Ooh, 8D. 8D rated. Would be quality. Better than Josh Sheehan. Scouting is required. Contract up in a year. Can we get him on loan? Let's make an offer. Ooh, interesting. Collins, goalkeeper. I reckon we can get better goalkeepers out there, so I'm going to take him off our shortlist. And we know we have him on a shortlist, or we have him on our expansive scouting network range. But we can focus our immediate approaches on other players. Okay, good. There is a loan opportunity here from Dover. It is in the National League. However, it's great to get him some first team experience as he hasn't had any yet. And it'd be great to try and develop him. If he ends up in the National League, good, fair enough for him. If not, you know, and he fights for his way back into championship level, that's fantastic. He's played 7 games this year, 6 times started, 3 goals, 1 player of the match, 86% successful pass ratio, 7.76 rating. If you was to look at that as an average, that's an 8 average. Lawrence has been accepted. They're willing to continue discussing. They're not budging much on this 40k valuation that they're looking for. I'm not trying to go, you know, silly around that mark because we are limited on money. We can afford the 40k, but I like to be a bit tighter. So, you know, I'm going to try and negotiate to save as much as my transfer budget as possible. They seem interested to sell. I'm obviously interested to buy. There is a deal to be made, so it will be happening. No, he's 57 rated, 25 years of age. No, thank you. Yes, let's continue to get some more information. Jacques Hegarty, 77 would be a very good signing ahead of Tom King in QPR reserves or Queen's Park reserves. Sorry, I was thinking of Queen's Park Rangers, as you would, not the Scottish team. Seems to be doing very, very well. Let's add him as a transfer target and a contract. Valued of 3.2k. Okay, let's try and put a transfer offer in for him at his valuation. Walston. Made an offer to take my under 18 goalkeeper on loan, or under 23s I should say. Yes, that's fine. First team experience is great for him. Oh, they dropped their valuation a little bit here, but they're adding on money somewhere else. Okay, if I say 33 and that is that, and I lock that in. Okay, it's great that we're trying to develop relationships with other clubs. We're you know, trying to get our players first team football and experience and loan them out and try and come back into our under 23s with experience, or to try and fight for first team football here. It's all about developing the experience that we have going forward and their experiences. I'm all about player development. And if we can utilise the loan system and relationships with other clubs to develop them, then that's great for us, and certainly allows us to focus on the players that remain at the club whilst they're out on loan, and we develop those relationships with those clubs, as I said. Okay, they've negotiated a deal. Again, that's gone quite high. They've just sort of chucked on £53,000 on top. You know, he's only valued at 3.2, so to jump to 53, if I was a Premier League club, I'd go, okay, yeah, no problems. Okay, we're still negotiating this offer. After league appearances, no. And no. Okay, alright. I want this lad. I'm not giving up on him. Okay. Negotiating is going hard for this boy. Okay, let's hand over to Tony Adams, my director of football. We're still negotiating. They want more money for him. I'm not willing to pay. If we sign the other boy before Chris Bruce, we will keep an eye on him. But if we get the other boy in, then obviously we won't have an immediate need for him. Remove and exclude, make the offer. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there because we're just batting back and forth. We're not really getting anywhere. I'm saying I'm only willing to pay this much. They're saying, well, we want this much. I'm saying, let's negotiate. And they're saying, well, we are negotiating, but this is what we want. So it's going to be hard negotiations. Obviously, I want to see how the discussions with Tony Bruce go for the... Tony Bruce, because I was thinking Chris Bruce for that goalkeeper. With Tony Adams. So that's where we're currently at. So we'll see where we're going to go from here. Okay, let's get some opposition reports. Okay, we'll use that in a minute. Yes, we're going to bring him in. £250. Rejected. That's such a shame. Hegarty. Fee 28. Yes, let's bring him in. On loan, yes. Yes, good. I'm glad you understand. Yep, good. Let's go with this one again. Good, he understands. And Corrigan, end the contract. So yes, good. So we seem to have made some very good deals in this transfer market. Dimitri, I would like you to welcome your new teammate in. He's just been moved to our under 23, so it's great that he's going to start getting some experience, and we should get some reports from him. So obviously we will get some more development points. Fourth best. Haynes is in our under 23s. Let's move him to our seniors and make him available for the under 23s for 90 minutes. So he continues to get game time if he doesn't play. Doing very well in reserves. Jacques Haggerty, Matty Dolan, like you to welcome him in. He's going to be in our reserves as well. And he's going to try and develop. Actually, do you know what? Let's move him into the seniors, but make him available for the reserves for 90 minutes, which is good. So when he's not playing in the first team, he can have some experience and get that game time. Henry Sam, even though he's gone down to National League, it's great for us to work with Dover and great for him to develop that experience. Calvin's gone to Wellston, so it's great that we have two players out in the National League. We made a little bit of money back on him, not massive, but it's a little bit of money to use somewhere. If I was to buy him now, let's just have a quick look. £28,000. Let's leave him at Cork for now because he is playing very well. He's in great form. And we do have other players that can play there. And we're going to analyse as to how they play. Highest I've paid there, £28,000 for this young lad. So it shows that I'm willing to make the investments provided that there is growth, that there's opportunity to sell and perhaps make the money back or potential profit. That we're developing the first team, we're utilising young players and finding opportunities. So, you know, I will make the right investment provided I'm happy with the areas. Jacques obviously has a lot of opportunity, especially at 20 years of age. He becomes our second best. He becomes the second best in our first team, but is rated behind Tom King. But he has prospects, so he is our second best in that sense, but potentially better than Tom. Tom has the most experience at the moment. He's been our first team keeper for many years now. It looks like he is wanted by someone, wanted by Plymouth on transfer, so they're taking interest in a few of our players. Matty Dolan's wanted by Notts County. Matty Dolan is 30 years of age, still has quite a few years left of playing, especially for us. Very important player. Great technique from him. I've loved his technique ever since I watched him in real life. Let's have a quick look at Ryan Hillier. Yes, he was one of our young academy boys who's come through. 58 league games to his name. There is potential there for him. He's been rotated in and out our first team. So even if he finds a transfer back down the National League level and he finds his form, there is potential for him to get back into the higher leagues. Yeah, that's fine. But we're going to continue developing him. He wants to fight into that first team. And if he doesn't buy the January transfer window, then we may look at a loan for him. Squad registration, auto select. Okay, they're all under 21s. Okay, that should be fine. Financial update, operating at a loss of £209,000, which is a shame. And let's hope things improve. Obviously, we're going to have to continue adjusting our budget over the season. In terms of demand, games and commercial aspects and other areas. Lewis Twamley was the runner-up in the Sky Bet League 2 Player of the Month. However, he did win the Young Player of the Month, which is great for him. So he's having a fantastic month back down here in the league. Time for him to really push himself, and he knows that he can make something of his career and certainly something of his county career. So it's great that he's on form at the moment. Adkins, I became runner-up behind Nigel Adkins, who's undefeated in his 4 games. I'm also undefeated in my 4. Very close in terms of the points. And same with Dale Brooks. So all 3 of us joint, but Nigel, I don't know why I keep saying Niall. Nigel just pinched it. Ted Rowe. So a quick look. Yastin Hughes, that's the boy, was the 3rd best. He's obviously out on loan for a 2nd season. He came from the Man United Academy, so it's great for him to try and give him some game time and him develop. National League may be his level. However, we are trying to support him in his career. If we sell him for £15,000, then we've made profit on him. Let's decline to do that. Okay, cool. Let's just move forward. Lee Andrews not happy with the promise. Striker isn't happy. Blah, blah, blah. There's not much I can do. Yeah, there is, because that's all I can do. I've put you on a loan list. I've offered you out the clubs. No one's coming on a loan. I haven't charged anything. And no one wants to take you, so there's nothing I can do. Okay, great. Another under 20 cap for Henry Sam. Great for him to stay involved in the youth setup in Nigeria. More game time for him. You know, gets his name out there as well, and recognised in every area, especially throughout Nigerian fans and those who follow the youth setups. So we're just about to move forward here as we go. Yep, Sheehan's out injured at the moment, but not really concerned because we have the depth. Modu Fall on loan from a club there, but nothing to worry about too much. We're continuing to move forward now. We do have Burden away, so I really want to win this game. Well, it's great. I'm having some comments for the first time from someone watching. That's amazing. Never had, well, I think I've only ever had one comment before. Up to 2 viewers, with one being me, just to keep an eye on it and sort of thing. But it's pretty cool that I got someone engaging. So hello there, Luigi. Yes, I am a Newport County fan. Support the club through and through. So yeah, it's great to be managing them on the game. Okay, Jacques will be given a shirt number, not 18. I like to give that to an outfield player. What other number is available? Let's go with number 2. Usually goes out to the right back on tradition, but if you're the second goalkeeper, then you can have the number 2 shirt. Okay, into the game we go. Team talk has finished. Into the game we go. Come on, Newport County. Come on, County. Let's beat Burton. I do like Burton because of their links with Nigel Clough. And I do like Nigel Clough because of his dad, Brian Clough. There we go. Mayembe has scored, put us 1-0 up. He's been very loyal over the years, Nigel Clough, which is great for him. It's great for the club to have allowed him to stay in charge for so long, especially when it hasn't been the greatest of successes at times. But it's great to have that sustainability and have someone committed to the club. Such a shame he's not with them anymore, but they do have Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, which I'm a big fan of, and the assistant Dino Marmaria. So big fan of both of theirs, and it's great that they're trying to take the club forward. So I do keep an eye on Burton from time to time, and I wish them the best of luck. They've found themselves back into this game and currently 1-1. I would prefer, obviously, to get the 3 points. However, they're not a bad outfit and do pinch points from teams throughout the season. Rose broke away just past the post, which is good for us. Obviously, I'm going to see whether a bid comes in from Plymouth for Tom King, as we could make a little bit of money here from him. However, he is very experienced off the post, which is good for us. He is very experienced. He's been our #1 goalkeeper for many years. We just brought in a new young goalkeeper. So if the young goalkeeper can challenge in training and get some game time and can be mentored by Tom and develop that relationship and learn from him and develop in training, then this certainly gives us scope to sell Tom King. Great Mitchell Birkamp, assisted by Matty Dolan. Mitchell Birkamp, son of Dennis Birkamp, so it was great that he started and nodded in the goal. Not much of career from him in terms of the game that we're currently in, or save, and I really want to develop. You know, I always try to think in real life in terms of simulation and the game itself and what I do morally, you know, if I was a coach or manager, as well as performance and player development and focus on the first team. And, you know, I really want to develop Mitchell, one, because obviously his name and the opportunity which would be brought by having his father involved in a club like Newport County. And, you know, if he develops, we make money on him, you know, that's great business for us. And we've had a Birkamp in our ranks and history and all that jazz. But it'd be great to try and develop the amount of game time he is getting and improve his career, and certainly do it through the medium of Newport County. Come on, Matty Dolan, and it's certainly going to be interesting. Let's make a few changes here. Tom Telford hasn't been great. Let's get on Scrimshaw. Let's get on Collins for Will Swan. And let's get Aaron Lewis off for Ryan Haynes, who's been doing very well in the 23s, and give Haynes some game time and get the yellow carded Aaron Lewis off. Let's keep the pressure up from the front. Matty Dolan's picked it up into Swan, Birkamp, Mayembe, Dolan, Swan, Telford, flicked it out to Ormley. That was nice little football there. Tight angles to try and work out there, but we were working the ball really well in the tight spaces. Half zoned areas for us to use, or half spaces as people refer to them. It's great for him to have that technique. There we go. Jake Scrimshaw assisted by Ryan Haynes, so it's great substitution there by Haynes and Scrimshaw coming on. So well done to Haynes. He's going to challenge Aaron Lewis now, and Haynes is going to look to try and get back in the first team to secure that left back position as his. Options there to rotate both the boys at left back and improve our first team, and obviously the dynamics of the performance to improve. And it's great that Scrimshaw has scored. Scrimshaw was such a great player on loan. I hope he finds the form he had when he was originally on loan and becomes such a great player for us for years to come. Great value on him, so if we was to sell him, you know, it'd be great money for us to make. However, I want him to develop and become a county legend. So many games available for him. Big fan of his in the game because of what he done first time round. I think he has a lot of quality. Great for us to have pinched that win. We're now in the Papa John's Trophy Southern Section Group F. Such a long title to play. We're hosting Plymouth at home. Birkamp scores in English football comeback. Good, yes. First goal since 2021, so 2 years since he's last scored. He has been in and around the football world. He's been committed to his club in Holland, played in reserves from what it would seem. Came to Watford, didn't do too well. Obviously was released, went back to Holland, didn't do too well. And we've just picked him up on a free transfer. 1 game, 1 start, got a goal there. Rating of 7, so there is potential there, and he just needs, I think, that consistency in the first team and that opportunity, and he can show what a player he can be. So I wish him the best of luck, and I want to support him. Yeah, 5 unbeaten, that's good for us. Burton, 6 game unbeaten home run ends. Well done, Newport County. Yannick Ture, we keeping tabs on him. He was on loan for us. Didn't do too badly. Did get sold into France for £150,000. So we're going to keep scouting this player and getting information on him. Okay, unhappy with his loan at the minute, but he is doing very well in that position. Let's talk to Kenny Jackett. Okay, I just hope that he's like, okay, right, he's getting first team football, he's getting starts, he's getting goals, his fitness is going up, he's in South Wales, he's only down the road from Cardiff, realistically. If I want to go see him, I can. If you want to bring him back, you know, it's not too much of an issue. Jacques Hegarty played for the reserves, 7.7 in... Where's the score? 8-0 thrashing a Bath under 23s. Peter Berry, man of the match, rating of 10, 18 years of age. Potential from him. We did take him from Barry, so he is stepping up from the Cymru Premier League into the English leagues. 5 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, 1 man of the match, rating of 7.88. So lots of potential from this 18 years of age striker, midfield right player. So we're going to continue to watch him over the season, see how he develops, and maybe rotate him in and out of the first team. So that's great for him. Haynes did play, get some more game time under his belt, got a goal. Dion Wilmot scored, Ryan Hillier scored. So it's great that these players have scored. Christian Brown Brooks, what a cool name that is developing, 15 years of age. No, I don't want any more information on him. Okay, I would like to try and win a cup. I think that'd be great for Newport County for us to actually win a cup. It's great that we have cup runs and we do well. But I would like to beat Plymouth and just get another win in the bag and to try and do well in the cup and try and bring one home for the fans and certainly for these players and try and develop the history of Newport County. You know, when you go to clubs, you know, one thing that they do offer is stadium tours, and what you usually tend to find is a trophy cabinet or trophy room. That's such a shame to him. He's out injured, but only for 8 days, so you'll miss this game, which is such a shame, but not a problem. You do find a trophy room, and you do see the history and success. And the one thing that County don't possess is their own, you know, stadium. So they don't have a trophy cabinet, and you can't really sort of have that great experience when you go. You get to go around there, and it's not really much. You know, it's, you know, a 15-minute walk round, because you literally go on one side. You may then go on the pitch. You know, obviously it would be more than 15 minutes, but it's, you know, if it's not like you go into Chelsea's trophy cabinet, you like, oh wow, this is their Premier League win from 2005-06, and I want to go and look at this Premier League trophy, and you spend 15 minutes, you know, reading all the history. But practically you could walk around the stadium in less than 15 minutes because it's that small. The pitch is obviously very, very nice. It's been well looked after. It's currently in the middle of a refurbishment, which is a little bit behind schedule. So I think the fixture for County on the opening game of the season has been reversed to allow County to fulfil the fixture, which has been really great of the opponents. So yeah, back to the game itself. Here we are playing Plymouth. I like the format of this cup because you can pick up points in the group stages, and then it works out into a knockout format. Which is quite interesting, and certainly gives clubs like County the opportunity to pick up points and to try and progress rather than trying to play and being knocked out straight away. So I like the formatting of this cup, and it gives another opportunity to the clubs at lower level as well. Go on, Collins. Carry should have crossed it earlier. Header just over the bar. Okay, let's make that little change. Let's get Demetrio on. Demetrio has seemed to have slowed down for us, starting on the bench more than usual. Here he is coming on at right back, though, off the bench. He does have a lot of experience, still is a captain and vice-captain, so great to have his leadership around. Great that we can have experience which can start games if we're falling short. Collins has picked up an injury here as well today. So we're just going to try and see whether he plays well for 10 minutes on the pitch before making another change. Almost got caught out there in the left back. Obviously, we're in the same table as Spurs under 23s. They obviously can have a lot of quality because of the stature of their academy and the money that they have. And obviously, if they got any first team players, they want to try and get up to fitness. You know, these will be the games for them. So that's going to be a nice little play, but it's also going to be very tough. McLean's just come on here, so it's a great little opportunity for him. Swan's rated at 6.5 in his performance, 6.4. Let's try and get him off for Dom Telford, see whether Telford does anything. Shame that Scrimshaw hasn't done much. Can we make 4? I'm not sure whether I can remember. No. I thought it was 3, just wanted to check whether the regulations had changed. I will take a 0-0 draw here. It's just been one of those, you know, back 4 games, and there's been the odd opportunity here. You know, they set up very defensive here, 4-1-4, with a holding midfielder just in front of the defence. They can sit nice and compact in the mid-block, low block, striker nice and high. No cam as such, so they're looking for the striker. Team talk, penalties. Seen a lot of penalties in the Euro. Save, well done, King. Come on, Lewis, you love a penalty. Score, well done. Come on, Dolan, you usually slot one home. What was that? You usually slot them home, no problem. Come on, King, your hands were literally there. Come on, Telford, score. Good, he has scored. Save, Carl, almost there. Scrimshaw, come on, lad. Yes, good. Come on, save or miss. Come on, save or miss. It's gone the opposite way. Come on, King. You started off really well. Come on, Haynes. You're good at pens as well. Good. What a beautiful left-footed pen. Oh, I thought he got there again. He was so close. This is sudden death. Come on, Evans. You're on loan. Do something. Yes, good. He has scored. Oh, almost. He's going the right way. He just needs to get a hand there. Carl Hawkins up the centre-back. Good penalty from him. Ferguson. Oh, how did he not save that? Oh, I feel like we're going to lose. I feel like we're going to lose. Here we go. Scott Bennett is stepping up. And there we go. I knew we were going to lose on the penalties as such. Such a shame. However, the game itself would have been a 0-0 draw. If it was in the league and point in the bag. And the good thing is we had McLean on here. He's currently on loan from Liverpool. Made his debut in English football and in the Cup. Work to do now. We do host Bolton at home. I would like to obviously beat Bolton. The focus is obviously the league and looking to get promoted. I would like to win it, which would be even better for us. Bolton are doing very well in fourth. They always, are a tough team to play. Yes, it was very good penalties. It was great that the fans saw 13 penalties. Such a shame that we lost, though. We do host Bolton, so obviously, at home as well. For me, the minimum expectation is to win at home and try and get the best home run going. I want to amass the most amount of points and certainly be in the best position come towards the end of the season. If we slip up and, title isn't going to be ours, I want us to be up there, definitely in playoffs. I don't want us to be working hard all season and to slip out of playoffs altogether, which would be a huge shame. So, come on, Newport County. Let's try and beat Bolton as best as possible. Yes, let's put him up for loan. See whether there's any clubs that are interested. Thomas Jusa or Jerusa. Just been involved for 55 minutes and 2-1 loss of Portugal under 20s. Didn't play that well, which is such a shame, but that's the whole point of these games. Ryan Hilliers picked up a 3-day injury, but not a problem. And Estrada has picked up a 3-day injury. So we do have a medical team to cope with it. So it's great for us to continue moving forward and developing these players. Okay, Modu Foul, doing Stockport, National. Okay, let's just try and fly through this. You've won your last 4 matches against Bolton. Oh, I didn't realise that. Yeah, it's true. Yep. Yep. Well, majority is that we rely on free transfers. We rely on loans. Players, have bigger options to come and go. We've been in League 2, up to League 1, back to League 2. So obviously that's going to change because players want to stay in League 1 or they've received opportunities to remain in League 1. Obviously Championship might look at players in League 1 and may have pinched 1 or 2 off us. So yeah. Okay, nice little press conference there. Just fine, thank you, Olivia. Okay, here we go, stepping up to the game. Charlie Courtney, 15 years of age. Not doing too badly at the minute, which is promising. So it's great that he's getting games under his belt and he's 15 years of age and we're developing our youth academy players, which is really important. So Torquay are absolutely flying at the minute. They have undefeated in 6, 14 points, a point ahead of us. So we can get back to first place provided we beat Bolton. Depending on how the results go around Harrogate, Fleetwood, Chesterfield, Cheltenham, Grimsby, Crawley. unless Leighton Orient were to win by like a real substantial amount and we took a few off Bolton, Leighton Orient, I think Wimbledon would be a push, but potential Bolton could drop to at least 13th, depending on what the results were from these teams. Obviously, if there's one or two playing each other, Bolton, could drop into, from 6th to around 12th, I'd say, in that area. So, prospect for them to drop, and for us to push them back down there whilst we're trying to improve our chances. So here we are, we're at home. Kick-off against Bolton is coming soon. So let's do this. Newport County. Yep. Miami on national with Wales under 21s, no problem. Hillier Twamley just picking up a little bit of an injury. International for Ali Al-Hamadi. Matthew Craig is injured. Joshian and Estrada, slight injuries from them as well. Kido Taylor Hart is yet to play. Needs to improve though. Nye Livermore, let's swap him for Reece McLean. I'd rather develop my youth academy player first. Mitchell Bergkamp's on the bench. Ryan Haynes has been swapped. Here we go. Newport County versus Bolton. This is always a big fixture, I think, because of Bolton's, stature in the game and the history that they have and the facilities. And despite, being relegated and some of the tough times they've gone through with debt and losing some of their top players and falling right down to the bottom levels, especially when they were in Europe once upon a time, and there was just the kind of players that they had, and which the legends that they were bringing in. I love the model that Sam Allardyce had, but I think people always be attracted to Bolton because of that, and Bolton do have this stature which people always it'll build up to be a big fixture because it's Bolton Wanderers. I think I did manage them once on a Football Manager years ago, or maybe FIFA, but I'm sure it was Football Manager. Didn't go too well. I just think it was one of those real dry saves where we finished mid-table, and we were too good to be relegated, but we weren't good enough to try and push for the playoff or the title, and we just ended up sailing through for the season. So if that's what I recall, but I've always liked Bolton, Bolton and Birmingham back when they were in the Premier League and they were in the Championship. I just sort of always related to those clubs, and for some reason I liked Middlesbrough years and years ago, but that's when they were in the Premier League and they didn't actually have too bad of a squad, and you recognise the names playing for them, and like Julio Arca and Jonathan Woodgate and a few of the other boys that played for him at the time, and obviously Gareth Southgate played for many years before that, or in and around that time maybe, if I recall. But yeah, there was just something about Middlesbrough that I liked back when they were in the Premier League. I don't keep up with them so much now. I did sort of keep up with them when Jonathan Woodgate returned as manager. Neil Warnock is obviously managing them now, so there's been a little bit of casting an eye on them, simply because the kind of manager that Warnock is, and he's been around everywhere, and just try and see what he's done with the club. And Aitor Karanka was there as manager, and I did support him heavily. Big fan of his. He did end up at Birmingham also. I think he's sacked now, possibly, or is he still there? Don't know off the top of my head in that sense. Such a shame. This looks like it's going to end up in one of those real dry games as well. Let's try and get Figures on and give him some game time. Let's give Telford some game time. Let's get Matty Dolan off for Mitchell Bergkamp. Nye Livermore can get assists. Mitchell Bergkamp seemingly can score. So You know, it depends what tactical approach we want to take, and the decision making which leads to one of these players coming on. Obviously, I've chosen to go with Mitchell in hopes that he can score and lift his confidence and show the qualities that he has. I think that just came off the post there. You know, I will take a point. It's not an awful point. You know, it's quite a nice point, nice, solid. You know, pretty even game. You know, we just couldn't slot home our chances. We were the better team throughout. Oh, Ryan Viggers there brought him off the bench, assisted by Forendorf. Obviously, Forendorf got the start of the day as suggested by the assistant manager Wayne Hatswell. Viggers I decided to bring on, so it's great when you see something like that. Fantastic save there by Tom King. Okay, 30 seconds to go. We just pinched it, and I think we absolutely deserved to because we were the better team throughout. Good 3 points in the bag there. They'll be gutted. And we continue that run against Bolton, which is something I'm not too concerned about or you know, trying to push too much for. But it is nice that we continue that and we get another win. We just need to keep working hard and maintain this confidence. Let's attend the press conference start. I wouldn't say legends as such with Nathan Davis, John Aldridge, and Tommy Tynan. Yeah, he's got a long way to go. I think he needs a lot more games, a lot more goals. You know, he needs to lift something with the club. He's also shown loyalty. He's come through the youth academy. He's been promoted. We got relegated. He stayed. So yeah, so it'd be great if we could turn Lewis Collins into a club legend and try and turn things around that way. Okay, so I've been streaming for an hour now. I'm just going to take a slight little break. I will return with you shortly. For those watching on Twitch, you know, keep checking in with Red Tonto 13. I may pick this back up on Twitch within a you know, a little while after the short break. Just got a couple of little things to do. Obviously, the episode will come together neatly on YouTube. So just bear with, and we take a short break for now. Thank you very much, Red Tonto 13. Okay, and welcome back to where I just had to drop off for a short break there. However, we are back into the swing of things, and we're ready to resume where we're at for this Newport County episode 12 save. So brilliant if you've been watching the rest of the episode and you've been watching the rest of the series. We're currently in League 2, and we're just about to resume a game away against Cheltenham Town, where we're hoping to get the win. Ali Al-Hamadi, one of our in-loan players, did partake in a game for Iraq against East Timor, which I have never heard of in my life. Okay, bit of information there from him. In a 3-0 win, did get the assist, subbed off on the 74th minute, average rating of 6.8. Not too bad, so not good from him to get some game time for his country. He has 26 senior caps and 2 goals, which is interesting, which is more than he's ever played in his career. Looking to try and develop his games and technical ability through the loan of Newport County, and is hoping to break into the first team and show what qualities he has, especially as the age continues to rock up every year. Okay, nice win there for our under-18s in a 1-0 win over Dover under-18s in the English under-18 Division 3 Cup. Second on the table at present. So looking to get the 3 points against Cheltenham Town, which would be a great thing. Marco Rus out on loan, Romanian. At Dagenham, not doing too well at the moment. Would like some more game time for him. Looks like his career is going to end up in the National League presently, as that's where he's been for the last 3 seasons. Not getting much game time at the moment, but he's only been there a handful of weeks, and obviously the manager needs to assess the quality of the player, as well as what he requires from his first team in the moment. So it is going to be interesting to see what he does up until then. In terms of the January transfer window, then I can reassess the situation and whether I have the ability to recall him from loan and loan him out somewhere else to try and maximise his game time and exposure throughout the season to enhance and increase his development. Is certainly going to be an interesting prospect as we move forward. Yeah, come on, Hats, let's do it and do it. Thank you. I would like to get the 3 points as ever, which I say before each and every game. Viggers was in Team of the Week. He's been dropped to the bench. Let's swap him for Dom Telford. So then we got some options here. Okay, I'm happy with that. We have good energy. We have good quality players. We have good tactics. We're on good form. I would certainly obviously like to get the 3 points. Cheltenham not too far away from Newport, which is great, so not much travelling for this game. Halkins does get the start alongside Evans in the centre-back partnership. Myembi out on the right-hand side. Scott Bennett moves into a midfield centre with Matty Dolan, providing a lot of experience there in the central area. With Tormley out on the left-hand side and Bergkamp up front with Scrimshaw. So it's great that they're both getting starts. Hopefully Mitchell can make the most of his game time here and show what quality he has and develop into a regular player for Newport County. If his dad was an Arsenal legend, can his son become a Newport County legend? And that would be great for us as a club. And what we could do commercially, as I keep mentioning, if this was a real life prospect. However, we're into the game now. We have 7 shots, 3 on target. We're just not putting it away at the moment, which is such a shame. Suggestion of changing tactics there from the assistant manager, Wayne Hatswell. We're going to do it. Cross in there. Unfortunately, Halkins going to get his head to get it in the back of the net precisely. And we're coming up to half-time now. And it's seemingly a very even contest at present. Bergkamp, let's have a look at the tactics. Bergkamp is on a 6.5, Scrimshaw 6.6, not much energy coming from the front. So I'm going to put Viggers on for Bergkamp and try and get some new energy on in the second half. Of course, I do have Ali Al-Hamadi, which I'd like to get on and give him some more game time. And he's perhaps a certain change for Scrimshaw later on in the game if Scrimshaw doesn't pick up his form. Vickers is obviously going to be wanting to pick up plenty of game time over the season. He has been rotated over the last few with us at Newport County, and he hasn't done too badly. He's been more of a rotation and backup at present, but also he wants to push himself now to try and step up to get more goals and game time. However, if he was a backup and rotational player, and this is the way his career went over the next few years for Newport County, he can be content, if not the happy that he's had a professional career and that he's playing for a club where it's allowing him to get his life on track with that stability. Scrimshaw, not much from him, so we're going to get Ali Al-Hamadi on, our on-loan boy. And not much energy here, so we're going to put on Forendorf in midfield for Scott Bennett there, just to add some energy from the centre. And Forendorf is a big tank to get on in midfield, so it's great to get him on and certainly help us try and see through this game, seeing as it's not going our way. We've got plenty of shots, plenty on target. We're just not slotting any away at the moment, which is such a shame. Little header there just past the post. Coming up into the final minutes, Cheltenham will be very happy with a 0-0 result, point in the bag, clean sheet. Not losing to Newport County. We're not going to be happy that we dropped 2 points, especially with the amount of shots and shots on target that we've had. A couple of changes from us didn't go right our way. Maybe we could have changed tactics in that sense, and that's what foot management comes down to. However, we do add a point on at the moment, and every point does count, so it's great for us to add that on. We are level on points with Torquay. Salford are a point behind, and so it's going to be looking very close at the minute for what we're looking for. Sam Essel, rated at 81, would be a quality signing, would be 5th best though. 18 years of age, currently at Birmingham. Okay, reports on McLean. Not doing has ability to play in a new position. Okay. Let's keep developing that then as we move forward. Okay, good. Nice 3-0 win for our under-23s against Hyde United. So that's a nice little result there for them. Okay, one thing I certainly want to improve on is my win ratio as manager, and try and maximise this season to push that up and to show what job I've done here at Newport County. It does look very average at the minute, you know, only 21 more wins than losses, and that's not particularly great. I would like, you know, 100 more wins than losses at the very least, and certainly then that would still look average in my eyes. You know, if you manage 800 games, realistically, you only want to be losing, you know, 250 tops, 300 at a push. Or I think, you know, and that leaves you undefeated for 500 games, which is amazing. But, you know, if you got 800 games, you got like, you know, 450 wins, and you got like, you know, 150 losses, and 150 draws, I mean, and 200 losses. That's such an average looking record. And that's what this looks at the minute. But this is my first job in the game. You know, obviously I've managed football manager for many years, but this is my first job in the gaming sense. You know, I'd like to try and strip it back to reality and try and put a real life spin on it. Okay, Louis out for 6 weeks. Good thing we got rotation there. Good medical department. And you know, I'm working hard with the resources that I currently have and are limited on, trying to work as hard as possible for the club, and trying to turn things around at best. We're here in League 2, and I want to stay at the club for as long as possible, and I want to see whether we can get to the Championship and build on all the hard work that I'm doing here at Newport County at present. So it's great for us to try and move forward, and it's certainly going to be a little prospect to see what can happen. Okay. 3 to 4 months of Peter Needs. That's such a shame, as he has been doing marvellously well whilst being out on loan. That's such a shame he's picked up an injury. Out the 3 to 4 months. Hopefully the medical department can support him and get him back sooner rather than later, and ensure that his rehabilitation stage, even though it's a short-term injury, is a smooth one, and he gets back into the first team sooner rather than later. No, I don't want 48 rated for a 25-year-old. No, thank you. I want to beat Notts County at home. I feel there's 3 points that we can certainly pick up here, which is going to be one of the most interesting things that we can do this season, is pick up 3 points everywhere possible. Loan offer for Samuel Kager. This would be his second loan. We did bring him on a free from West Ham. Didn't do too badly for Maidenhead last season in the National League. He's doing quite well in our reserves at present, so getting a loan offer for him is good from Bromley. Happy to support Bromley, nice little football club, and there we can go from here. Yeah, let's put him on loan. Jaden Harris, I would certainly like to bring this boy in. Others transfer target, we did have one accepted. But he wanted too much money when he was negotiating, and then we put another bid in, it was accepted. Then he was like, "I'm not talking to you." I think you would be a great signing for us, and it's definitely one that TNS are interested in offering. His contract is up at the end of the season, so we're going to keep tabs on that. Yep, let's go nice and balanced there. I'm not going to rule anything out either way. If they want to come and make a nice bid for him, then I'm going to be open once a bid comes in. I'm not going to formalise into saying, look, come and make a bid. I'm going to hold my position for them to make one. If they don't, then our position and my position and relationship is secured with Tom. And it doesn't create any uncertainty between us. Yep, so into the game we go now against Notts County. I will always remember Notts County for them bringing in Sven-Göran Eriksson and Sol Campbell. And it was a club that seemingly looked like they were on their way up, trying to bring in legends, and there was a project there. And I say legends because Sol Campbell was, and Sven-Göran Eriksson is a legend of the game in as such as he's been there, he's done it all, he has had success, but he is a money-grabbing bastard as well at the same time, but sometimes you can't blame him in that aspect. Some jobs have been a complete waste of time, i.e. the Notts County one was, and that was a mess. The Leicester one, which he went to, didn't do too well there. Didn't do too well at Ivory Coast, and I think there was a job in China which was a waste of time, but obviously not for him because he earned a good amount of money. But that's what I'll remember Notts County for, their push to try and, you know, build this project of bringing and to try and copy the Bolton model, which Sam Allardyce inherited previously at Bolton. So yeah, but then that just flopped after a short while, and then it all went downhill. Tight 5, but should be able to play through it. Okay, then we'll monitor it. He's at 6.9 MB. He's doing well. We're only 28 minutes into the game. Lewis Collins is on the bench, nice and ready if we need to make that change. So let's not rush into it at the minute. Again, another game where it looks like we're struggling to score, even though we got Twombly on, Swan, Scrimshaw, Mayembe, Sheehan, Dolan, Twombly, all in the attack. And we do have players on the bench. We just need to slot 1 or 2 at home and certainly just see the game off. But it's just a case of us trying to get one into the back of the net. And hopefully the boys trying to find some confidence. Fleetwood have beaten Torquay 2-0. And Leighton Orient are 1-0 up against Scunthorpe. So it's a shame for Torquay that they're losing in that sense, but good for us. I would like to win the title, as I've said previously, but we're going to have for the promotion. Penalty here. Aaron Lewis, come on, slots it home. Thank you very much. That's his 4th goal of the season. Hopefully that will give us a bit more confidence in this game now to try and take the initiative to score some more. We really need to maintain the energy. Okay, if that's what you think, Hats, let's bring on the experienced Scott Bennett. And let's utilise his experience to try and see through the rest of the game. There you go, 3-0 up from Fleetwood there. That's certainly working in our favour. This is what we need. We need a bit of luck throughout the season as well. And affected by the knock. Okay, Scrimshaw 6.5. Let's bring on 3 possible changes here. Collins, Telford or Al-Hamadi. Let's bring on Al-Hamadi. And defence all seem to be doing quite well here. Little knock there for Mayembe. So we're just going to bring on Lewis Collins for his pace, energy and acceleration. And see whether he can open up the game a bit more and try and get an assist or goal himself. And then we'll try and take some strain off Mayembe just by trying to bring him off. So a bit of game management here. Okay, there we go, 3 points in the bag, bit of luck, but that's what you need in football at times. 3 points which you can be pleased with. Very, very happy with that result, even though, you know, we got the goal from a penalty. Aaron Lewis was did play very well in that game. He's having a great season for us. He has done very well over the last few seasons since he's come in on a free to Newport County, and he is trying to maximise his career. 25 years of age, and he only has 123 league games to his name. He knows if he stays for Newport County and maintains his form and gets over 30 games a season, if you look at 30 games over 5 seasons, that's another 150 games, so he's going to get near 300 league games if he plays at this level for the next 5 years. If he only plays for another 4 years between 30 and 34, he could look at 400 to 450 league games and maximise his career. Let's hope he gets more goals and assists and maintains his rating and also man of the matches. I think he is deserving of a call up to Wales with the form that he's given. The fact he's held his position over the last few years, he is in consistent form, he's working hard, he's showing that loyalty. Okay, I'm going to hand this over to Tony Adams this time, see whether he can negotiate a deal with Jaden Harris, which would be a great thing. We're playing away to Salford, who are second at the minute. They are a point behind us. They're playing well. So this could be a great opportunity for us to put a breather between us and them. If it's a draw, I'll be happy, because again, it'd be another point on the scoreboard for us. And it is away against Salford, who are working really hard for promotion, with Nigel Adkins at the wheel. So we are away from home, so every time we play away from home, I would like to try and get a point at the least. Okay, Yeovil, who are in the league below us, have made an offer for him as well. So we will monitor that situation. 30 rated at 30 years of age, no thank you. Obviously, his value has dropped off at the present. Hopefully, Harris will make the opportunity to go to Newport County on the prospect that we are in a higher league. And that we're trying to fight for promotion to a league above. Yeovil could be going, look, we're trying to fight for promotion back into the Championship 2, which is great for him to be part of and know that there is an end goal and objective. However, we're trying to push for the week ahead as well. Okay, wow, that is brilliant. To get offered a new contract is fantastic. 3 years, very, very happy by the new chairman who come in this year. He's pleased with the work. 3 years is secure for me. Obviously, they want to maintain that sustainability by having me in charge. It's obviously a project they want me to build and be part of. It means not sacking a manager, someone who knows the club inside out, trying to develop things, work within the wage budget that's ongoing, 2-year contract first team that's ongoing, no agreed request, no promises, no staff changes. Okay, wage budget and transfer budget, good, working within that. Developing the youth system, yes, currently doing that as part of club culture. Finishing the top half of Sky Bet, I think we're on course to do that, but I think we can do better. FA Cup minimum second round, I want to do that and I want to exceed it and just do what Newport County do best in that run. Carabao Cup, be competitive and reach the second round in this. So we're working hard on all these areas. So yeah, it's not doing too badly. So if we have a quick look, end of 2024-25, League 2 top finish, top half, and top half. So for the next 5 years, it's top half finishes. So I think I'm going to be offered a deal year after year, and if I exceed it by winning the league or promotion, then that is amazing. So I'm going to start the negotiations with the club. They're offering me £1,500 a week. If we get promoted, I'll get a wage rise of 15%, which is cool as. So what's that? £225. So I'd be on about 1.7 if we get relegated. So so 1.7. That's 595, so I dropped down to 1.2k. So that is quite good little business from the chairman and how he is negotiating and handling that. So let's try and negotiate a contract, because if we get relegated, I'm going to be worse off. But to be in over £1,000 a week, I can be very happy with. If I average £4,000 a month over a year, that's around £48,000. So that's not a bad threshold to be in. So if I can try and negotiate a little bit more money out of the club, then that's great for me. You know, on a personal level, let's suggest terms. 1.8, he said no. Let's go 1.7, 1.6, 1.5. Okay. Can't push a deal any longer than that. Okay, I want to stay here at the club. I drive a hard bargain, well, so do you. I think we settled on the original deal that you came in and offered, so it's great for me to sign a new contract. Gives me security as well, especially as it was ending at the end of this year. It is more money than I'm on at present, which is a very important thing. You know, it doesn't mean much in terms of, you know, what you can actually do in the game with what you're making. But it is a nice little goal to set yourself for what you want to achieve, and you know, if you're trying to think game into reality, you know, it's nice to in that. I know I've read on Foot Manager threads that people have turned down the big deals because they want to save their club money, which means more transfer budget possibly. But you know, I try to think in terms of perspectives and different approaches. So yes, amazing. I'm delighted that you've agreed a new contract with the club. Well, so am I. Fantastic commitment by signing a new deal. I'm very, very happy. New 3-year deal for me. If I you know, see that deal through, you know, I would have been at the club. Let's just go here since 2020. So I would have been at the club for 6 years. Manager of the year, manager of the month. Sorry, manager of the year, manager of the month. Yes, manager of the year, manager of the month. I've not won any manager of the months last year in League One. Didn't do it in my first season, which was such a shame. But trying to work hard as possible for the club. Yes, let's respond. Great, yeah, I'm fantastically happy that this deal has been signed, because you know it shows that I can stay here and build a project and work hard for the club and see what players we can bring through. And you know, we're currently in episode 12 and we've got a transfer budget of £29,000. We're trying to negotiate deals on a free and loans, and you know, deals under £10,000. You know, there was that one signing for about 28,000. Yes, 28,000. But trying to drive hard bargains and seeing whether we can get, you know, over the £250,000 mark in transfer budget, which would be great. Aaron Lewis in Team of the Week, thoroughly deserved. Continuing to work hard for his career. And work hard for us, so it's great that he's now gained another award, another Team of the Week. You know, they're not major accolades, but it's certainly ones that can be picked up and you could be proud of, and look back over your career. You know, you playing for a championship club doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to win the FA Cup or a League Cup and be up challenging for leagues and be in Europe. You know, same as some of the, you know, top players, and you know, be recognised for Ballon d'Or and play for your national team and have this exposure to so many other cups. But so like Team of the Week is amazing. Yes, he's playing a lot. Does it matter? I don't get really too concerned. It's not allowing me to click it. Let's try clicking back on a window. Okay, I'm just going to end the chat. Because they're getting game time, and that's the most important thing that I want for my players, is game time all of the time. Okay. Let's offer a trial. See, Scrimshaw amazing in that season, and absolutely amazing in that season. Got recalled by Bournemouth, went and sat round doing absolutely nothing, has returned and hasn't picked up the same kind of form at the minute. So I really hope that he does and that he plays well. Labadie excited by inform in Newport County. I would like him to return on a one-year deal. He did reject it at the start of the season. I think he only wants a coach, non-staff. I want you in as emergency backup. It's a shame really, because I would like him as like both. It's a shame because I would like to sort of go, oh look, become a coach and player, and he doesn't want to be, you know, emergency backup for us, which is such a shame, as I'd like to try and bring him back. Okay, Liverpool have accepted trial offer, a week for more Bitten. 76 would be a very good signing, would be our 5th best keeper though. He's not played a single game in professional football, so he can come in on a 1 week trial, which is the most important thing. Okay, so we got this young lad in on a 1 week trial, which is cool for him. Discuss new trait. No options there, so I don't know why that's available. Set piece taker. Yeah, let's chuck him on as a corner taker. Forendorf is out injured 2 to 3 months. That's such a shame. Let's have a quick talk to him. Don't worry about your injury. I don't want to make promises when there's no need. I think it's Fraundorf or Fraundorf. Fraundorf. Sounds bit better. Fraundorf. Fraun being more German than Forendorf, the way I've been saying it. But the way I've been saying it, Forendorf. Forendorf. I'm just going to stay with Forendorf. He can play mock positions. Nice lad to have in. Not, you know, amazing, taking anything too much. He's not taking the market or county by, you know, huge prospects or strides, but he is doing well. Samuel Kager, currently gone out on loan, £425, not much, you know. He's on nothing a week from them. Loan contract. He's on £190 a week. So you know, if we, so that's £800 a month. So literally, we've covered like 2 weeks. So we brought that in and literally have put it in the 2 weeks back. But that's 2 weeks where we haven't had to have found it somewhere else. My most important thing is trying to get him game time and trying to develop him. I mean, if he doesn't, then we can sell him and he can have a great career and remember his time at Newport County for someone who was supported to try and get game time and find a move that was beneficial to him because he didn't break into the county first team. So here we go. We're away against Salford City. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game because they're on great form. They have a good squad. And we're away from home. Wow, look at that for football. Really, really good football. 2 minutes in and they're 1-0 up. Good football from them. 2 shots, 1 on target. We're finding ourselves 1-0 down. I think, you know, if we don't win the title, then it will be down to Salford, who will. We're currently 2 points behind them now if we lose today. But that was really good football and a great finish. Hopefully we can get a draw at the very least. My minimum expectation is to win games at home, and then on the road is to get a draw. And if we set ourselves that objective for all of the games in that sense, we should pick up quite a few points throughout the season, and set ourselves a good benchmark. Come on, County, let's respond with a goal ourselves. Injury, Lewis Twomey, such a shame. We've had such an amazing start in the season from him, and at present, you know, he's dropped off, which is such a shame because he had that amazing start, and I thought, oh, he's going to keep scoring and keep getting assists, and now it's at the moment we're just seem to have dropped, and we're on this baseline of where we're not performing high enough, and we've picked up, you know, now an injury, and there's been a few games where he hasn't scored or had an assist. I don't want him to be out for long, and I hope it's just literally like a 2-week thing. Dom Telford, great finish assisted by Matty Dolan. Great response from Newport County, 56 seconds into the second half. Fantastic response. Great little switch there from Josh here. Mayembe should have played it quicker. Trying to work his way into the box on that right-hand side. Come on, Newport County, we've got more shots. We just need to be a bit more clinical. They've had 6, 3 on target, so it shows that they're trying to focus their shots a bit more than us. You know, we're going up to 16 shots, but only 3 on target, so it's great that we're getting shots. We're just not getting them on target or testing the goalkeeper enough. See, that's where we need to test him and try and in the corner, and try and whip one in off ahead. Let's keep working hard. It's great that we are finding these positions and we're trying to work the ball forward and we have this attacking intent. We just need to be a bit more clinical. Can we get some great football there down the right hand side? Great that we're trying to open up and expose on the right hand side and play into the final third behind the defender. Good, that's been disallowed for being offside. That works in our favour, obviously, which is great for us. Shepherd for Haynes, I think so too. Haynes has some energy. He's been on fine form. Bringing him on will make some difference, hopefully. Bennett has been, you know, quite average in the way he's been performing, so let's try and get Mickey Demetrio on, get those leadership skills and experience on at the back as well. We can utilise those long throws, which he has. Just over the bar, which is great for us. Off he comes, got Bennett for Demetrio. Changing formation there from Salford, 2 holding centre midfields, 3 players, 2 wingers, 1 cam, and a striker up front. So an attacking 4 in that potential diamond shape that they can create up front and try and create some more overloads of work from the front. If we get a point here, I will be happy. Quite an even game. They were off to a fantastic start, and I thought, oh, here we go. We could end up losing this game 3-4-0. But it's good that we came away with a point, which was good. Okay, Twomey out for 5 to 6 weeks. That's such a shame. Let's hope that the medical department can get him back sooner. And he is one of our key players. Does open up a bit of game time and challenge for his position whilst he's out injured. Let's hope that he can be back in the squad sooner rather than later, as he's been on such fantastic form. And this could have been a season where he picked up the most games where he's played, which I think he will. But he does miss quite a few games now, which is such a shame for him. Okay, our loss has increased, which is such a shame. Yeah, we're not operating well at the moment in that sense, and there's not much I can do. Trying to work hard to get the results and performances, which obviously the chairman's going to want and need, so we can negotiate commercial deals and find revenue in other areas and try and get out of the loss more into a profit, especially as he is the new chairman, and signing me down to a long-term deal has been a great move for him, and we're trying to find those results and he has confidence in me, and that's one less problem for him to deal with. And it's the cheaper avenue than sacking a manager and then or allowing my contract to run out and trying to negotiate a deal with a new manager. Thank you, Tony Adams. We've had a great working relationship as our director of football. I'm, it's great to win a Manager of the Month award. It's only my 4th award as a manager. It's only the 3rd time I've won it. And it's just great to get these little awards to say how well you're doing. And it's great that I've been supported by my director of football, Tony Adams, who has been here 3 years now. And it's great to have a legend and someone who's been around the game as long as him involved in around the club. And we do work on quite a few negotiations closely together. And he usually does tie up and finish the contracts which are needed for some of the staffing at times. Harris has snubbed Newport once again. Wage, agent and appearance fee. He obviously wants too much money. If he does go to Yeovil, they've offered him a lot more money and I will be gutted. I'm on A+ at the moment, which I'm very, very happy with. Disappointed with the finances to bring Ali Al-Hamadi on. Okay, disappointed with that, but we can be happy. Tristan Abrahams, but that was good money, especially when we needed it. Okay, our signing here, Thomas Juras or Jursa has done well in the under-23s and their 3-1 win against Salisbury under-23s. He did get a goal and man of the match with a rating of 8. Haynes is injured for 2 days, so hopefully he will be back fit for the Oldham game. I expect him to. Yep, you can have him back. He's not doing that well, so more than happy for him to go back. Such a shame, but he's not broken in. He's not overly amazing for us at the moment. We need to focus on our players, especially for our performance. As much as Liverpool are looking at us for a development opportunity for the young players, I have to look at it from a performance point of view to make sure that we are performing to a good enough level. Okay, Ogden Bungo, currently on loan in Ireland. Seems to be doing quite well for himself in terms of the game time that he's getting, but average rating of 6.7. It's not a bad level to be at, but also he wants to try and push himself to be a bit higher now. Zach Orr, slightly happy, but 19 years of age, currently back in his home country, doing very, very well for himself. Yastin Hughes, delighted, 20 years of age, currently on loan again, doing well at Dagenham, getting game time, which is the most important thing. Peter Needs, very happy, but slightly injured. Courtney Watson, 22 years of age, trying to turn his career around and make the most of it. There is potential there. I just think he needs that chance. And these two boys who've gone out on loan recently. So we will continue to monitor our on loan players. Not interested. He's currently not happy. Breakdown. More interested in Cardiff, Grimsby and 3 other clubs. So there has been some perhaps interest from elsewhere. I'm very interested in this player and would like to bring him in and think he would make the difference. And I think if he decided to give us a bit of an opportunity, even if he said, look, I'll sign a 2-year contract. If I'm not happy after 1, then you can sell me. Then, But I think if he did come in for that period and he played well, and I nurtured him. Yeah, just shut up, Kenny. You're a dick. I can't stand Kenny Jackett. Ali Al-Hamadi called up for his national team. Yes, that's fine. Try and get some more of our players that game time and loan them out so they can get some first team football. That's not a problem. Again, develop the relationship with the other clubs around. Focus on the players that are here then, mark the completed this trial. Compensation £800,000. I don't have £800,000. Let's try and remove that, and if he wants it back, that's fine. Negotiate the contract. Okay, he wants get that. Signing on fee, let's try and get that lowered. It does add in more options for us and gives us another player. Current comp 2.1 mil. Let's just see whether what we can do here. Ooh, struggling now. Couldn't get him anyway, even if we did want him. Okay, into the game we go. League 2 against Oldham. Definitely 3 points for us to pick up here. And if we do, it's going to contribute to our overall performance towards the season that we're going to have. Let's get Nye Livermore on the bench for Pascal Estrada. Let's get a player down on a contract for us in there, and we can try to develop him. Okay, here we go at home against Oldham. Come on, Newport County. Let's get another 3 points in the bag, especially in front of our fans. The more, oh, look at that. Great start. Miami assisted by Matty Dolan. That's why Matty Dolan is so important, especially on those free kicks. Miami looks like a player with a lot of potential and could be a great player for us. I really hope that we can maintain him till the end of the season. I know that his manager wants him to play in a different position. However, he's playing in a position where he is getting game time. He is starting week in, week out. He is on good fitness. He's getting goals. He's getting assists. He's getting man of the match awards. And his manager, Kenny Jackett, should be happy. But Kenny Jackett is an outdated dinosaur. Has no clue what the modern day football is. So yeah, just let him be managed by me, Kenny. Just be happy that your player is performing and performing better than when he was managed by you. You can be happy, and hopefully we can maintain him till the end of the season and bring him back next year. Ooh, there is Oldham are playing us wide. They're pulling up the defence apart. They're trying to play then, get some runners through the middle of that defence. Mayembe, wow, what a goal from him. Picking that up, swinging, goal, showing what quality he actually has. And that's what it's all about. Wow, 3-0. Will Swan, thank you very much, Haynes. It's about these players just getting a little bit of game time, finding themselves a bit of confidence, showing the qualities that they have, and just maintaining that form and fitness and showing what player they can actually be. And I feel there's too many players in the game which, and I've got experience with this as well, where I've worked with players and you feel that they've got quality and someone else has looked at them and said, oh, perhaps they haven't got the quality that you see. And of course, that's the way of the football world. And that's why the football world is so interesting and there's many interpretations, perspectives and all that. But I think sometimes, someone, higher up can give a perspective and make their decision on a player. That player then gets written off and we lose so many players in the system, and players which actually could have got scholarships or players that could have played, National League level, are being written off because clubs of a higher category are just turning these boys down. And these boys, they sometimes it's their parent influences which are going, look, you've been released from, Newport, let's try and get in Swansea and Cardiff. And sometimes those expectations are too high. Yeah, you want your boy to try and be playing and you want to try your luck with a club like Swansea and Cardiff because, sometimes depending on where they are, it could be Championship or Premier League level, and they have very good academy systems. But sometimes it is a case of there should be more support for these boys and more realistic terms. So, if you get released from county, go and try your luck with Barry. Barry, have potential for growth and opportunity. And I just think there's so many good players which don't make it at times because they're just not given the right amount of time. And I just think there could be another layer in football created for these players at a national level for them to compete at, where we're developing more players, developing more coaches, there's more league, there's more opportunities. And I think that needs to happen sooner rather than later, and I think it's going to be a huge project, and there should be more investment right up from the top level to get more players through the game, and to create more opportunities, and to try and develop more footballers. Yeah, of course, football is a dream, and it's all about work rate and performance and quality. But I think there's so many quality players which are not making it. I think if you just created that next level, it would close the gap and bridge quality players being released and players have an opportunity a bit closer, and give and allow these boys to try and work hard, and make something of themselves. And if they don't, then then they can go and find themselves playing back at National League or grassroots league, high level, or they get an opportunity in football elsewhere. Well, Longman, great signing. I knew he would be. But yeah, I just think that could be happening sooner rather than later. Just hope he gets a bit more game time there. Courtney Watson, there's certainly potential there. Just needs to make a bit more of it. A low Papa John's turnout, which is such a shame, but hopefully we can make a bit of money from it and just keep it going. Pat Martin certainly got a lot to say over the years, especially as he's left the club many years ago. Henry Sam scored his first Dover goal of the season in Dover's 2-1 National League victory over York, so that's great for him to get a goal under his belt and start getting those league games and those performances. Dion Wilmot, let's hope the same for him. He's going out on a little loan as well, so great for him to try and have that exposure and first team football. We're at home against Tottenham under 23s. It'd be nice to get the win. They've obviously worked hard and done well in their first game, and that's why they're top of the table. Louis has just returned to full fitness, which is good. Adamson, no thanks. Richardson, keep scouting. Let's try and get the win. Obviously, I want to try and get out of the group. That would be great. Team of the week, Aaron Lewis again and Mayembe. Longman there. Could have signed for us. Such a shame that we didn't have the financial capacity. But we will work hard for our other players to try and do well. Let's give Hegarty a bit of game time and give him his first start and try and see him out there. Rest Tom King as well and try and develop Jacques. Okay, here we go, playing Tottenham under 23s. Not a huge game for the fans, but it's great for them to try and see a midweek game against Tottenham under 23s and see what youth players are coming up, and whether they put any first team players into the under 23s, which would be great for them to try and amass a signature from them following the end of the game, and to obviously try and get behind Newport County, because every competition matters. If we win a trophy, it's another trophy in the history for us. It's great for the players to say, look, I won this whilst I was at Newport County, and at the end of the day, there's some commercial avenues that we can have, and I think fans play down the importance of cups too much these days, but every cup's a cup. If you go on to win it, it's amazing. You've won a cup. You've knocked out other teams to get there. You perform well. You've had to train for it. You've tactically prepared. It's given opportunity to some of the younger players. It's given opportunity for players who are returning from injury. It's sometimes a chance for managers to change tactics and to see how they perform differently in terms of a cup knockout format compared to a league format. And I just think, you know, if you win a cup, it's great history for you. And if you can have a trophy cabinet full of trophies, and you create this amazing environment, which when young people and families and other stakeholders come to see it and they see the trophy cabinet, they know what your club is all about, and it gives like young people pride, and not just young people but everyone, but in terms of young people, that if you know if they're trying to achieve a dream, and you know they support a club, then they want to be like, wow, they've won trophies, and it gives them that more incentive to achieve it, and especially if it's for their local club, and they're like, wow, my club done this, and they can be proud of it. And I think, you know, especially at lower league, you know, for example, you could be from York and you could support York, and you know you could have a mate who just don't care about York from the same city, and he could go on and support, say, I don't know, Man City, and obviously Man City got the money and they got everything. I think if you're from a little York club and you've got like a little trophy which you've just won, that makes you so proud of your club, and you know it's great for the boys that you got playing for that club, especially at that level. And you got to think, you know, at the lower level, you're not earning the money, you know, as a big Premier League player. So winning the odd cup here and there is amazing for your career, and you get that enjoyment out of it. And especially, as I said earlier, especially when you're not exposed to as many competitions and things. Such a shame he found himself a bit of space there. Great ball over the top. He wasn't pressed in time to stop him making that pass. He had plenty of time to pick out the kind of pass that he wanted to make. Good technique, the player that he wanted to pick up and where he wanted to put it. So it's such a shame that we couldn't hold in and get the points. Here we go. Penalty takers. And got the best blooming bunch taken them here, have we? Okay, here we go. Second penalties that we go into. Xhaka experiencing this game, getting off to a good start. Dolan slotting one away. It'd be great to beat him. Oh, he's hit the post. Telford steps up. Come on, Telford. Got it in the back of the net. Come on. Almost there. Come on, Swan. Slotted it home. Nice composed penalty. Markanday. What a cool name that is. Save! Good. You know, it's just that little confidence boost that it's given him. And, you know, Jacques has got his first start and he's had penalties, and that's a great learning curve for him. And it's great development points, and not many times you get experience on a debut where you go straight into penalties, and he saved two of them and the other one hit the post. So that was an amazing experience for him, and that's what that kind of cup is all about. And you know, there's certainly potential for him now, and you know, fans can get behind him, and they're going to start to get to know the young lad. And disappointed. Okay, you should be realistic with yourself. Oh, I want game time. So he's already a demanding little tool. And then, oh, not be the way you've handled this, despite saying I'd support him in this. So he's just one of those who thinks he should have more. Well, get a grip. Just because you've got 421 caps, you're valued at £40,000, and you're playing in the National League and thinking you should be getting more game time, I think you need to be working harder, son. Okay, we're away to Grimsby now. I remember managing Grimsby once on FIFA, and I was following I was part of a forum on what was called Neoseeker, And I love posting on there back in the day, before you had such easy access forums through Facebook and all of that now. Um, but there was one, and I remember having a little notebook, and I was at my granddad's, and I filled in my notebook full of results from Grimsby, and I posted them in this forum, and I was very proud that I sat there and typed up these meaningless results, and obviously FIFA was just walk through, won the league, and all that. But Grimsby, yeah, I'll always remember managing them once on FIFA back in the day when FIFA was really decent, and a lot more enjoyable than the average game it is now. And since I play Foot Manager, FIFA is just this average game for me because Foot Manager is so much more realistic. 2-1 win. Ali Al Hamadi was involved in it. Substituted on the 68th minute, rating of 7.4. 1 goal for him. So that's great that he has another international goal. Just needs to try and apply himself more in club football, especially for us this year. Let's keep scouting, try and get some more information. Okay, let's just go back. Okay, that's the only reason we're putting him in is the technical approach. I think what I'll do, I'll click on the suggested from... it's such a shame he's out for 5 to 6 weeks, Cameron Evans. Such a shame, as he's been playing quite well for us and he's been very consistent. But we do have Bennett and we do have Demetrio, and we got options there to rotate the backs and depth. So it's not much of a problem. It's just a shame on the lad himself missing out on some game time. I hate it when players who are playing consistently are in good form are missing out on game time just because of little injuries as such. So that's such a shame. Okay, let's get Hegarty on. I think he does deserve the start as well. Gives him a bit more game time. It challenges Tom King. Gives King a bit of a rest as well. And obviously King has been playing very well. I think it becomes a situation where you've got two goalkeepers. One, which is your older, experienced first-team goalkeeper, and you have a young goalkeeper who's just come in, and you want to develop him. And it was the same situation years ago when it was Petr Cech and you had Thibaut Courtois, and Mourinho had to manage them, so he rotated them in and out of the season. I think that was a perfect balance. Obviously, both keepers wanted more game time, and it was so sad on Petr Cech because he's been such a legend. But Mourinho had to manage it because he didn't want to lose a future goalkeeper, because Cech himself knew he'd be leaving or retiring in a few years' time. And the same situation as arose now at Manchester United with De Gea and Dean Henderson. And De Gea is still at a very good level, and Dean Henderson is also a very good goalkeeper. Now for me, even though it's great from a management point of view that you've got two really good goalkeepers, and you've got someone, yes, well done Aaron Lewis, well done, and you've got someone who is your second goalkeeper, and if your first team goes out, then you've got a quality one to go in, and it's amazing to be in that situation. But for me, I'd be looking at, well, I got Lee Grant, and De Gea's not out injured too much, and they have just signed their former goalkeeper, what's his name, Tom Heaton. So I think in loaning out Henderson and getting him, what a goal! Thank you, Scrimshaw. Thank you, Telford. Well done, Scrimshaw. I think loaning out Henderson so we can get that game time which he's eagerly needing. And to maximise his playing career, and especially as De Gea has many years to go yet, and United don't want to lose that asset and player of tremendous loyalty, especially when he was linked with Real Madrid years ago, and everything he's done for the club. And I just think, and especially when Hendo is being called up by England, and they want to support him in playing for his national team, because it's great for United long term, because they have representation at national team level for their goalkeeper. I just think Ollie needs to loan him out and think of the player perspective and moral point of view, and just, you know, Tom Heaton, loyal servant for United for years and lost out many games, same as Kushak did, same as Ben Foster has, because they sat around waiting and they knew their places back at goalkeepers, and it was amazing for what Fergie had for these players, but it was such a shame because they missed out on such a big part of their career, and there was times where they were loaned out and whatnot. Lewis on yellow card, a bit concerned about that, but let's get some more energy at the back. Let's get Dimitri on, especially as we seem to be caught out slightly now. Don't want to throw this win away. This is good learning curve for our young goalkeeper. And disallow, good. Keeps moving every time I want to clean. Keeps moving, not off. This is good experience for Jacques, because obviously you will learn from. He's hit the post from. Obviously, what it means to be starting against, attacking players with that intent that you're playing for league football, and the points matter, and how you learn from managing your defence, and keeping your head up, and how you manage your expectations and your game management. Unfortunately, we did draw 2-0, and we lost our 2-0 lead. Will Swan's out now for 3 to 6 weeks. We've been denied by a late goal, which is such a shame, but it's another point on the scoreboard for us. We're still top of the table by 2 points, but if we're promoted and in playoffs, because our expectation is to be in the top half and we exceed that, then we're on course to doing that. And it's all about, trying to maintain this form of staying undefeated and trying to get some more wins in the bag, and obviously try and prove to the players and club what we can do. So now we're at home to Barrow, who are 10th, and we have a few days to go before then, and we need to keep working through and getting there. Yes, I would like this boy. Let's make another offer for him and try and see whether his mind has changed. Swan is out injured, big shame for us, but we do have plenty of attacking options. Scrimshaw, Telford, Ali Al-Hamadi, Lewis Collins, plenty of attacking options there. Ryan Haynes and Jacques, highlighted green, 6.8. Haynes played very, very well in that game there. Peter Berry, Ryan Hillier. Obviously, players who need to step up a little bit for the first team to try and get that first team football, and be gaining more of that experience and challenging in the first team. Okay, here we are. Again, not willing to restart discussions as of yet, so we're going to keep an eye on whether he gets any deals. Some clubs obviously in Spain, which is obviously a very attractive move, especially get out of Wales and do experience a different life. And some clubs in the higher league than us are interested. Transfer list of 3K, they're more than happy to keep accepting our offer. He's not interested because he seems like a money grabbing little git. Obviously, £375,000 a week, £375 a week. After you get taxed and whatnot, it's not a huge amount in the bank for him. And obviously he wants to earn a bit more to obviously try and take stock of his life. So I can understand. But I think if you're being offered, around £1,000 a week, that's a big increase of money compared to what you have, and you can show what you have at a good league level. And I think if you're doing well at Newport and Cardiff are interested, Cardiff could come and get you. Ryan Corrigan, 23 years of age, transfer arranged, seems to be doing very well. Would be our third best player. He is coming in soon, and let's hope that he continues to work hard for the remainder of his time there at the club. Al-Hamadi involved in another game, another goal, substituted on the 83rd minute, 3-0 win against Saudi Arabia. That now adds another cap and goal for him. Okay, here we are against Barrow. I really feel 3 points are in the bag. Let's try and get another win on the scoreboard, which would be great for us. And certainly having that consistency, and certainly push for a title win in place. I certainly would like to win the title and say thank you to the chairman for awarding me a new contract and believing in me and saying to the fans, look, there's another promotion. And obviously, if we get relegated, it's because we don't have the finance available. Um, and that's a simple case that we do have a quality to keep getting promoted, and we could just stay in League Two, but we're too good for League Two, but we're not getting enough money to stay in League One. So if we want to stay in League One, which the fans want, then there has to be substantial investment from the board, but we do have to work hard to maintain League One status, so then they can negotiate commercial deals and sponsorships and revenue in other areas and all of that. And yeah, it's down to us as well, and we got work to do, but I just think we are too good for League Two, and we have such a great squad which is experienced and has that youth, so it has very good balance in there, and it's one that can, where the core of the squad can stay together for still years to come. And you know, when you look at King, he has many years to go. Shepherd has many years to go. Hawkins has years to go. Scott Bennett's got a few on him, but if he retired, you know, we replace him now, but we still maintain the core. Lewis has years to go. Miambi could get recalled, so you know, if we replaced him, you know, we still have Sheehan. And then if Dolan retired after a few years, because there was a few years when we replaced him, you know, Haynes, Bergkamp and Scrimshaw still have years ago. So out of the 11 players, realistically, we're only replacing 3, and we still got the core of 8 which can stay together for many years. So it's great for this squad to stay together at the core of it, even though, you know, our turnover is quite high, and that's because we're reliant on loans, etc. That was a very good ball and finish, by the way. Bit poor there from Ryan Haynes. Then we can keep building around the players that we have and keep pushing for improvements, but we know what we're going to negotiate through their deals, and great to have servants to the club and all of that. Anyway, back into the game where we're focusing now. We found ourselves 1-0 down, which is such a shame, but what a finish from Mitchell Bergkamp there, assisted by Jake Scrimshaw. I really hope Scrimshaw picks up more assists and goals, and Bergkamp performs to a high level and gets those kind of goals, and shows his absolute quality. And if he has more game time, then he could absolutely, you know, show why, you know, why he shouldn't have been released from his former clubs. We should be 2-1 up. That we should have finished there. I think the energy is coming from these two and this nice little link up. And it shows the options that we do have. And I think once you get a bit of game time under each of these players' belts, they can score and get assists, because Telford can score when he's on it. Twamley, when he's back, can score when he's there. Obviously, Haynes is trying to push to be back in the squad. That's such a poor goal to have conceded. Really weak defending there. So it should have been dealt with. How Sullivan beat him there. I think that's poor coordination and balance there, and it's really let him down as he got beaten by the player, and he crossed it in, and then there was a nice little finish through the centre there. But you know, it'd be such a shame for our undefeated run to finish, especially at home, especially against a team which are not in and around where we are at the moment. Okay, let's make that change and get Estrada on when that pops up next. Just want to watch this little movement. Come on, Bergkamp, come on, Bergkamp, come on, Miambi. Bergkamp, Miambi, Scrimshaw, Dolan, come on, one of you wants a goal. Well, you all want a goal, and if you all want to score and you can, yes, please. Oh, twice I've gone to click that. It used to be a little menu that used to be able to click, and this game is over for us. First loss of the season, definitely incoming. It used to be a little menu, you could click it, and it would allow you to make those changes which keep getting suggested. I just can't find it on here. Let's get Ali Al-Hamadi on. And who else? Josh Sheehan's underperforming, so let's get Matthew Craig on for a bit of game time and see what energy he can bring and get another game to his name for Newport County. Yes, there we go. Ali Al-Hamadi's come on. He has now scored a goal for us. 3-2. Can we have the energy and quality to score a third and draw and maintain the undefeated run and gain another point? Come on, County. Come on, get back into the play. I feel when it ticks on like this, it says the game's over in my mind. It looks like it is. It's going to be a loss. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Last minute. Come on, come on. Last few minutes. Come on. No! No! Win the ball back. Get it forward. Get it forward. Get it forward. Get it forward. Get with. Go on. Go on, Hamady. Oh, Mayembe should have finished or crossed it. And there should have been a goal. What a shitty performance to have lost. Gutted that we have lost there. Unfortunate that has dropped the place. Kenny Jack has been sacked by Cardiff. Good. Piss off, you knob. Carl Robinson, Mark Bowen and Lee Bowyer. Mark Bowen at Nottingham Forest. Lee Bowyer at Coventry. Carl Robinson at Bristol. So all, apart from, so all experienced managers. Such a shame. Such a shame. Matty Dolan's accepted his fine. We're away to Bradford City next. Such a shame to have lost, but you know, we only lost by a goal, so we were in the game now, and I think, you know, a few more minutes of being in there, we would have definitely clawed that back in. This worked in Salford's favour. Of course, from a personal perspective and objective, it's such a shame, you know, if we don't win the league title. If we do get promoted, obviously that's a bigger expectation on the board than expected. If we get into a playoff and lose, again, we've achieved more than the board have expected, and they can be very happy. I just think we can win the title, and if we don't finish in the top 2 or win the title, then I think we've thrown it away from the quality that we have, and I would like to exceed the expectations and deliver for the fans. So and I definitely want to push forward in the save and what I want to do in this series, and try and keep building and show what we do when we get to the championship. Okay, we've drawn Northampton in the first round at home. I believe that we can beat Northampton, and we can progress, and we can hopefully have a good run in the FA Cup, which would be really cool for us. Okay, do it, do it, do it. Let's chuck Knight, Livermore on the bench for Estrada. Ali Al-Hamadi did score. Matthew Cray's got the nod. Oh, I would like to put him in, but Scrimshaw played well with Bergkamp last time out. Okay. Haynes has been dropped. Mayambi's changed his position, but still gets a start and shows his adaptability. And he also shows the confidence and quality we believe he has. Because he's been given a start, but he's just been asked to move position. This white kit looks stunning, by the way. Disallowed, good. That's a poor start for us if they're scoring. They're playing some good football here. Bradford playing some good football. We've had 7 shots and none on target, which is such a shame. They are playing some great football here. They're pressing high, they're tackling hard. Bradford are, they're not like a #1 outfit, but they great little finish from Miami there. That's why you need to have confidence in where you're starting, lad. They're a strong outfit, and you know our real life manager Mike Flynn has been linked to the job a number of times, and it seems to have appealed to him a few times, but luckily he hasn't gone. I want to know how you get that little menu up of potential suggested changes when it doesn't appear, because usually you used to click up here and you could make it. So they are a strong outfit, and they're not a walkover club either. And they've done quite well here, to be fair, today. So let's get Scrimshaw off. He hasn't been great. Let's get Ali Al-Hamadi on, because he's been quite good. Matthew Cragen's centre mid hasn't been good, so I'm going to bring on Knight, Livermore. And I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to maybe make a change soon to get the energy up front from Dom Telford for Camp, as his energy seems to have depleted. I think it'd be good for him to uphold from the front and maybe try and get a goal. Oh, that was substitutions. Oh yes, I forgot that other one was made. That's a shame. Oh, good defending and block there. They are stretching us. They are doing well. We really need to kill this game off with the amount of shots that we're having and shots on target. Ali Al-Hamadi does have quality and he is showing it. He just needs to maximise his opportunity on the pitch from when he comes off the bench to score some more goals. And hopefully turn those times off the bench into starts. Okay, most of the squad are looking frustrated at present. We have 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes. Great save, good breakaway, great acceleration, good shot. Oh, disallowed. 2 disallowed for Bradford. They will be gutted. See, I would have knocked that forward right up into the final third. Oh, sent off, cross in. Okay, good 3 points, good win for us, especially away from home. They had 2 disallowed goals. They were tough there. It's great to have got that win. 59% possession. Mayembe was fantastic once again, superb in front of goal. He's valued at £375,000, 1.8k a week. Definitely worth everything we're paying for this lad at the moment. I want him to certainly, maximise his time here and show the quality he has. I would like to sign him, but he seems to be another player which we're going to struggle to sign. Okay, there is interest increasing in Tom King. He is consistent and he is working hard. He's pulled off some great saves and kept us in the game. Okay, there is scouting coming in from John McGreal. I have a good relationship with him, so who knows what kind of deal could be done. Whether we could potentially swap a player, which would be a nice little move for us. They have Jordan Wright listed. They have James Brown listed and wanted by MK Dons. Ryan Trotter is available for loan, but he is a young lad. Bernard Mensah is listed as well. So, Jordan Stevens, he's worth more than Tom King, not playing in the form of a player worth £400,000 for me. But there is certain potential there for what kind of deal that we could do. Okay, Newport County to face Exeter away from home before hosting Mansfield. So we're back on top of the table. We're a point clear of Salford. It would be great to try and beat Exeter away from home now and add another 3 points on and push for our position. Certainly a very interesting perspective that we're in at the moment. 13 games in and 28 points. We've dropped, what was it, 9? So, 9 points. No, sorry, 11 points. Bit of poor maths there. That would have taken us 37, and we could have achieved 39. So, we dropped 11 points, but, if we look at Salford, they've dropped 12. So, it's quite even at the minute. It's not like they've maximised on points more than us, so it shows that it's very level in terms of the quality that we're trying to achieve and what they're trying to push for, but they're not pushing further ahead of us, same as we're not pushing too much further ahead of them at the minute. And Chesterfield have dropped 14 points, so it could get tighter if we look at a period within the season of, say, like if we say, right, we're going to look at these 10 games and how many points have been dropped over these 10 compared to the two teams, how close it's going to be, and trying to analyse the outcome for the end of the season from all the data and metrics that are available, and how we analyse this information and inject it into our performance is certainly going to be very interesting. Good 6th goal of the season there. Another penalty for Aaron Lewis. Okay, picking up a slight knock there from Mitchell Birkamp. So we're just going to sub him off for Dom Telford, who can perhaps provide that energy and find the goal from somewhere. Collins has also had slight injury, not enough goals or assists from him this season. More of a backup rotational player. Needs to step up though in terms of what he's trying to offer for Newport County and what we need him to perform at and the levels that we need him to achieve. Exeter are trying to counter attack and catch us whilst we're trying to play high, and they're causing us a few little problems here and there. We are obviously the better team. Lewis Collins should have come and met that then rather than waiting to try and receive it. We need to increase the goal difference in this game because Exeter are pushing and they are working hard. Penalty given away, such a shame. That has allowed Exeter to get back into the game and potentially take the lead as a result, rather than a goal coming from out of play, which would have put them level. good, but we've responded. Assist by Ryan Haynes. Mayembe once again slotting that in the back of the net. What a player he is coming on loan for us. I would absolutely be delighted if he wanted to return for next season. If we lose him because of the new manager recalling him at Cardiff, then it's going to be such a shame in that sense if we do lose him. Lewis Collins trying to work it into the box there. Almost getting a goal. Aaron Lewis slotting that away, which is good for us. 3-1. Very happy with the way this result has now turned around. Collins has that slight injury, so it'd be great to make that little change for Lewis Collins on that wing. Ali Al-Hamadi prefers an attacking midfield right, but we can put him on the right side of midfield. Has that energy and that pace which we can utilise. And then we're just going to make a slight change for Scott Bennett for the experienced Mickey Demetrio at that centre-back position, and hopefully he can lead and allow us to finish off the game in a content position that we can be happy with. Players looking a little bit frustrated here from the dynamics of things. They're picking up a little bit now. Oh, he's got a red card. That is such a shame. Okay, so let's drop Dom Telford in the midfield right area and have a high striker just to finish off the game with. Keep that balance through midfield. Good, 3-1 win away from home. Loving that. Nice 3 points to add on. Thank you very much. Lewis Collins out for 4 weeks, so that's such a shame for him to have an injury. He's getting quite a few games across the board this year. Not as many as last year in League One. He's more backup and rotation for us. Needs to step up, as I said earlier. 2 days for Mitchell Bergkamp, which is good. Now he's only out for 2 days. Again, he needs to push himself to improve his average rating and try and get more goals, and obviously try and utilise that position. And Aaron Lewis is on form as he gains man of the match and gets 2 goals under his belt. So, you know, if he keeps going this year, he could be one of our top goal scorers. But that's the most goals he scored in the league in a season so far, and we're 23 games behind the amount of games that he played last year, and he has more man of the matches, so it's great development for him, and interesting with the way we keep going. Okay, so I'm just going to leave the save there for the time being, and then there should be hopefully episode 13 out this weekend. I thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's really interesting to see where this is going to go. As ever, and I just think there's so much prospect in what I'm doing. But this is where we're at for the current Newport County save. This is episode 12. Again, like and subscribe, please. If you feel that you can comment, drop some comments. If you want to engage on Twitter, that's cool as well. It's at RedTonto13 on both YouTube and Twitter. You can always watch me on Twitch as well, which I'm starting to increase the amount of live streams I have. But this is where we're currently at. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you watch back some of the other episodes. But for now, RedTonto13.